name is Liz Clark, and I'm a certified personal trainer here at the Wood River Community YMCA here in Ketchum, Idaho. Today I'm going to have Karina show us some great core exercises. In particular, these are going to be some plank exercises, 2-arm plank as well as 1-arm side planks, and then some variations spun off that. We will then do a few bridge variations as well from our back. So Karina, let's have you crawl onto both elbows. So from our elbows, ideally our hands are pointing forward versus hands together. And we're going to show these from the toes. Of course, you can always drop to your knees if you'd like, but we're showing them from the toes today. So Karina's thighs, her glutes, and her midsection are all kind of pulled up and away from the ground, and she's pressing her forearms into the floor nice and strong. So this is a really great exercise to do, simple as this. We can do this maybe for 10 seconds, and as you build and get stronger, you go to 20, 30, and beyond. This is a fun thing at home, even to maybe do a competition with a spouse or friend. So from the 2-arm plank, we're going to roll over onto our right elbow. So you don't have to keep your knees up and come out of that. So the elbow's going to be right below the shoulder joint, and as we lift our hips, we're going to be balancing on the outside of the bottom foot. All right? Sometimes that takes a little bit to get ourselves used to. You have this sensation of lifting the hips to the ceiling here, and again, you're pressing this bottom arm into the floor. You're going to lengthen through the neck. So Karina, kind of drop into that shoulder a little bit, where she shortens the neck, and then pressing again away from the ground, everything lifted. So this is nice, beautiful. Hips are looking forward, shoulders are looking forward, and lifted. Keep this is a nice hard exercise. Keep everything lifted, and we're going to take the bottom hip and just kind of skim it on the ground and then press back up through the power of that upper arm. We'll just do that a few times. You'll even feel a little stretch through your IT band sometimes on this, but that's a really great option. So now let's hold up the top of the side plank. Good job, Karina. And we are going to do the most advanced version of this one. So really fire up this bottom leg, and you're going to try to lift your top leg. So if you feel your hips fall, then you'll try to lift through that top again. Press through the bottom arm, lengthen everything out. We can close that top leg down and come out of this to relax. We'd want to go to the second side and balance everyone out. Karina's going to now lie on her back, and we're going to do a nice back bridge. So lying on the back with our knees bent, kneecaps pointing straight up. We don't want our thighs to fall together. We're going to keep them nice fired up and separated apart. And we're going to press our full foot into the mat and then lift starting at our tailbone, up, 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 up to the top of the shoulders. This is a beautiful hip bridge here. So we're going to have Karina drop back down. So that's one option. Now, keeping just the left leg on the ground, we're going to take the right leg up to the air, Karina. And now same concept, starting at the tailbone, lift, lift, lift. Feel as if you're driving that top leg to the ceiling and lower back down. And options here would be to go through a few repetitions, lifting up and down. You can even hold at the top for as long as maybe you hit your fatigue or start to lose your form. As you're held up here, things to note are, keep your hips up there, often your lifted leg side, this hip will want to drop towards the floor. Perfect. So we really want to keep both hip points staring up at the ceiling. The back side of your body, your glute and your lower back, even your hamstring are really activated. And as we know, the core muscles are from thighs up to shoulders. And so we worked those today. You can drop down, Karina. So we're going to give even more advanced options. We're going to have Dr. Tony come into the picture as our second model. So using a wellness ball, you can find these at any of your gyms. You can even purchase one and have them at home, or even sit in it at work. So Tony's going to have his hands on the ball and come to a plank from his, we're going to go elbows, from the elbows. So notice he has this perfect, long, straight spine, just as Karina had. We have a nice fired up body, belly's lifted up. So pressing into the ball to lengthen the body up away from the ball, we have this nice, firm plank. Now we're going to do some postures. So Tony's going to do a little imaginary circle, taking the ball in the circle one direction a few times, and then go the second direction a few times. So circling around. You really have to engage. This is a more dynamic movement with this imbalanced feature. So pausing in the middle, Tony's now going to roll out micro movement towards me, and then pull back in towards his belly. That's a lot of work. Tony, you can step out of that. So that's a really advanced dynamic option for planks using a wellness ball. Tony's now going to lie on his back. Continuing to use the wellness ball, we're going to put our feet up on the ball. So you have kind of behind your heels, behind your low calf Achilles tendon area on the ball. And get yourself balanced before you even start going. I like to encourage people to really press your legs into the ball. And then when you're ready, you lift, just as Karina did, you lift your hips up all the way, balancing on those upper shoulders. Arms are on the ground here. So some of us will be wobbly, and that's okay, but really hone in by drawing in your belly, flexing your thighs, pressing into the ball. So from here, you can either lower back down to the ground or keep your hips up, and we're going to lift 1 foot. So balancing the ball, lifting 1 foot. So Karina had done this from the floor. We made it more dynamic by using something unstable, such as the wellness ball. So same concept, we're pressing into the ball, keeping our hips lifted. Just as I mentioned before with Karina, we want the lifted side to make sure it stays lifted and doesn't kind of drop to the floor. You can bring your leg down and lower your body to the floor. So those are just some more dynamic options on how to activate your core. Thank you. I hope you try all of these exercises at home.